At WSO, our competencies are really important to us. But what is a competence? Well, our competencies are a collection of skills and attitudes that help us become more successful in our work, more successful as learners, and more successful as citizens, so we can go on and be very successful adults later on in life. Each week we'll be focusing on just one competence and developing it through our learning throughout the week. But which competence will we be focusing on in week 1? Well, this competence involves thinking about our learning and how we can improve it. So what competence do you think we are focusing on this week? Look at all of the competencies on our WSO competency poster and make a prediction. Thinking about our learning and how we can improve it. Which competence do you think that's likely to be? Well, if you guessed reflective, you were right. This week, we're going to be focusing on being reflective. It's a very important competence, but the key question is, what does it mean to be reflective? What is being reflective? Pause the video and see if you can put in your own words what being reflective means. What does it mean to be reflective? So I wonder what you thought being reflective was. Being reflective is a type of thinking. Being reflective is thinking deeply about what we're doing, why we're doing it, what's going well, and how we could get better. When we're reflective, we can really improve our learning and our development at a fast rate. It's an excellent skill to have. A very famous educator and philosopher called John Dewey, he once said, "We don't learn from experience, we learn from reflecting on experience." And that's very true. Quite often we think if we just keep doing and we keep doing and we keep practicing, we're going to get better and better and better at something. But actually we need to be much more conscious in our practice, much more reflective. As we're practicing, we need to stop and we need to think about what we're doing, how it can be improved, and what's going really well. That's important too. And this is called reflecting. Studies show that students who reflect on what they're doing make much better progress in the long term. So how do we want you to reflect? Well, we reflect when we think through these 5 stages. The stage 1, that's the orange one at the top, is description. So being able to describe what we've been doing, what happened. The second step is evaluation. We need to be able to identify what went well and what could have gone better. Then there's the analysis stage. So why do you think it went well? What do you need to carry on doing? And why didn't it go well? Now the next stage is a really important one. It's the explore stage, and here we explore how we could do things differently next time. Where can we look for guidance, for inspiration? So when we've identified a specific area that we want to improve or we need to improve, where do we look for guidance and inspiration? Well, perhaps a good place to start is the learning objective and success criteria, or any checklists that the teacher has made to support us. Perhaps we look through the lesson slides again for guidance and inspiration. Perhaps we look towards a person, perhaps a friend in our class is really good at this particular skill, and we can look to them for guidance and inspiration. Perhaps we can look over our teacher's feedback for guidance and inspiration. Perhaps we can ask our teacher for help and more guidance and inspiration. Or perhaps we can do our own research to get that guidance and inspiration. And finally, we make a plan for our improvement. And our plan needs to describe the specific area we want to improve and the steps we need to take to improve them. And there we've worked our way through the whole reflective cycle. So there we have it. Your competency challenge this week is to use that reflective cycle in your work to try and develop your learning even more. Perhaps you'll use it to improve your English writing. Perhaps you'll use it to improve your catching in PE. Perhaps you'll use it to improve your performance technique in performing arts. or your maths, or your science. In any area of learning, you can use the reflective cycle to improve. Good luck.